Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. It is Friday, May 19th, 2023. So, yesterday I did a reading on George Santos and on the vote to expel him and that vote being sent to the Ethics Committee. In doing research, after reading some comments, it turns out the Republicans tried to gut, basically, the Ethics Committee for the House. They tried that in 2017, and they brought up more things in 2021, or whenever this last election was. Anyways, they tried to gut it. That's just what they do. Now, I was looking at the members. I went ahead and looked on the Ethics Committee just to see who was on there. And there's 5 Republicans and 4 Democrats. So, folks vote on party lines. A whole lot of nothing is going to happen. However, one of the names caught my eye. I've never seen this person's name before. His name, I believe, is Andrew Garbarino. We got that right? Yes. Sorry, I got my notes down there. Andrew Garbarino. He's a freshman congressman from New York. He had been in the New York State Congress before, but this is his first time in Washington, D.C. The reason why it caught my eye, logically, is that a number of the freshman class of New York have been quite vocal about removing Santos. They view him as an embarrassment, and they don't want to be associated with him. This is the next crop of Republicans that are coming into office. I could not find Mr. Garbarino's opinion of George Santos, because every time there were news stories and things breaking on Santos, his response was, "I can't comment on it. I'm on the Ethics Committee, and I may one day have to rule on this." Basically, he was showing ethics. Can you imagine the day that there was a Republican showing some ethics? God help us all if he actually is an ethical person, because maybe it's somebody like this guy that helps the Republican Party turn the corner and come back into the reality that the rest of us have been living in. So, that being said, let's do a spread on Mr. Andrew Garbarino. Let's find out what he's all about. So, Mr. Garbarino, what is your... How do I want to phrase this here? Just a little four-carder. If you weren't on the Ethics Committee and you could speak freely, or if you were just speaking candidly with a loved one, would you find somebody whose behaviors were similar to George Santos? Not necessarily George Santos, but if you were hypothetically put to sort of assess somebody like George Santos, what would you think of their behaviors for entertainment purposes only? We start off, he would probably do something rather quickly about it. What would he do quickly? Okay, this is, this is kind of like not suffering the fool very much. It's like, I can't believe you're doing this. I can't even believe that I have to do something about this, you fool. Go forward with an offer. And if that don't work, pull out the swords. God, here comes that burden card again. Okay. What would he do? He would do something, he would act quickly because he can see where this is going to be a problem really fast. He would go forward with an offer, guidance, something to say, hey, man, you got to stop doing this because this type of behavior isn't okay. This type of behavior is this is basically not going to be tolerated. And if you keep on doing it, you're done. Okay. Simple four-carder. If that's to be believed, I have high hopes that my throw yesterday, which intellectually I did not understand it, that the Ethics Committee might actually do something here. Okay. So far, so good. Did you ever think you'd see a positive reading on a member of the GOP? It's not that we don't like Republicans. We just want them to be ethical. We want them to be moral. We want them to live in the same reality and not try and turn this country into an authoritarian oligarchy. Can't speak today. Eventually, kleptocracy. The way the Republican Party is going is they would pattern it after Russia under Putin. And you can see how that's working out. Not well. All right. So, Ethics Committee. Things are calming down. Going out of troubled waters to calmer shores. Ethics Committee. When you start seeing all the evidence with regards to George Santos's conduct in his campaign, in the financial documents he's filed, he's a fool. That just popped up. The charges from the Department of Justice, the charges in Brazil. What are you going to do? So far, the cards that have come up are, we're going to calm this situation down, and somebody's been acting like a fool. We might have to send him packing. You got the Six of Swords and the Fool card. Okay, so given all that, after you've completed your assessment, with all the, assuming that the energies don't change and the most likely outcome happens, what's the most likely outcome? What's going to happen? Well, you got the Republican Party. And then maybe this could be about unity crossed with winning at all costs. So you've got so Republican Party, the Ten of Cups is about hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled, happy life and all that, and it often represents the Republican Party for me on this one. But now we're crossed with the Five of Swords. This is the winning at all costs and not, it's about power and wanting power. So they have to cross doing the right thing that they should be doing, which is sending this guy packing, versus pressure from the GOP to not lose somebody because it reduces their power. Now, one thing I might also point out is that there are 5 Republicans, and this is the Five of Swords. If Mr. Garbarino, for instance, sticks to his ethical and moral guns and says, no, I'm siding with the Democrats on this one, then the Republicans in the back over here have to walk away. And they're going to lose that vote 5-4. That's interesting. So this is actually kind of a big deal that's going on here. This not going to be sorry for Mr. Garbarino, but this is not going to be easy times. But when your integrity is tested, it's not typically not an easy test. It should be an easy test. In the past, we have the Lovers. These are, he's had a really good relationship with the GOP. The GOP's been tight. They keep all their problems inside, and they don't let people see him bickering and arguing. But that's outside now. Now, this throw is on what's going to happen, assuming the energies don't change, with regards to George Santos. Santos was charming. He got himself elected, and he had that relationship, but now that relationship has gone toxic. The current situation is the High Priestess. Okay, so this is about wisdom and secrets and wisdom. So I think there might be some backroom dealings going on, but this is really, ultimately, this is about asking the right questions and making it's making the wisest choices with the information that you have. And there should be plenty of information on this guy because the DOJ has already done the heavy lifting. The overarching energy is the Page of Pentacles. This guy, this new freshman dude, George Santos, is worshiping at the altar of money. This is all about the money to him. He doesn't care about anything else. He just cares about that money. Lesson to be learned is you don't want to strap yourself to this guy. He will take down all the Republican GOP reps in even mildly contested districts in New York because he's just toxic. This is just not somebody you want to tie your ship to on this one. Now, this could also be this is also the pressure coming from the GOP establishment, aka McCarthy and his MAGA crew, who don't want to give up power. Outcome. Here we go. Page of Wands. They're going to send that guy packing, or they're going to have some type of plan going forward. Again, I think there might be a compromise that's in there somewhere, but there's some plan going forward. Underneath it, though, is the GOP donors. I forget about them. I can't forget about them. Santos screwed over GOP donors. So as much as McCarthy wants to keep this guy around for power, the GOP donors don't want him around. So McCarthy's between a rock and a hard place. So what do we get? Doing the right thing, which should be easy. Get rid of this guy. We'll move on, and we'll be a much happier place for it. Versus, I might have to go against the my colleagues on this one in order to have this go through. Why? Before the GOP was tight, everything was good, but now with Santos, it's causing them to have to dig deep and find answers and then do the wise thing. Why are they doing the wise thing? Because they'll lose the young vote, and Santos only cares about money. He's a crook. So what do? What's the lesson to be learned? Don't tie yourself to a crook. Don't tie yourself to somebody bad like that, because they're going to drag your butt down too. You don't have to do this. Yeah, you're going to lose a vote, but better to have your integrity in place. So what are you going to do? You're going to come up with a new idea. Probably send this guy packing. Let's find one more card. What's that new idea? We'll throw 3 under the Page of Wands. So Page of Wands, what's that new messaging? They might make him an offer to leave. Yeah, they'll make him an offer to leave, maybe to resign, or Kevin's going to have to tell him to resign because Trump runs the GOP. Trump's not going to want it. And then there's going to be backroom dealings. Okay, so what's this thing? Going to come up with new messaging. Probably involves a wealthy donor or Trump or somebody like with the MAGA crowd. There's a certain naivete to keeping Santos around, but this might just be trying to break it to him nicely and let him know about all the money under the table that he could be earning. I think they're going to try and buy him out under the table. That's going to be my guess. Or say he better serves Trump otherwise. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I mean, they only have a recommendation, right? So it's up to McCarthy to adhere to that recommendation. Is that King of Pentacles McCarthy? If that King of Pentacles was McCarthy is probably going to have to ask him to leave, but they'll throw a bunch of money at him to get him to go. My thoughts. Okay, so again, we'll have 60 days or so to sort this out, and we'll find out how close this is to being true. How well I can interpret cards. Hope you are having a good day, a good Friday, and I hope you have a great weekend. And I'm going to be on the Voices from the Swamp tomorrow with Sherry at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. I just put up a video. Follow the YouTube live link and come join us. Looking forward to interacting with y'all. Take care.